Hey everyone, Luke Lore here, the Insipid Ghost, and I'm here to talk to you about my hands-on preview event and time with Sniper Elite Resistance. This is the upcoming sniper title out of Rebellion, set to launch day one into Game Pass on January 30th, 2025. It's going to be launching onto Xbox Series S, X, PlayStation 4 and 5, as well as Xbox One, Windows PC via Steam, and Epic alike. If you are familiar with the Sniper Elite series, then you largely know what to expect with Resistance. You'll be dispatching waves of Nazis in either stealth or all guns blazing mode. And of course, that trademark X-ray Killcam slow motion goodness makes its return as well. Personally, I'm a big fan of the series as it's just a good time with a stress level I can decide between easy and very intense. I have played Sniper Elites 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, as well as Zombie Army Trilogy. The only Sniper Elite variants that I haven't gone hands-on with are the VR titles, and I do plan to get to those at some point with my MetaQuest 3. I will say I was even fortunate in 2022 to have Sniper Elite 5's lead designer, Ryan Baker, come on to XEP, discuss his experience with the series and crafting levels and the like. So when I say I'm familiar with Sniper Elite, I mean it. I really do love them. The link for that interview is in the description, but try not to judge it too harshly. XEP was young back then, and I think I had a lot of learning to do and still do, all things considered. But feel free to check out that interview if you want to. Now, as far as my time with Resistance, I spent just over an hour with it in a preview build, and I came away quite positive, all things considered. The trademark elements of Sniper Elite, the series overall, are ever present throughout. You've got optional objectives presenting themselves as well as mandatory ones. You can use your binoculars to scope in and mark enemies, listen to their conversations, make predictive elements for where they're going to be and where you want to aim, that kind of thing. Something that Rebellion has done consistently well with Sniper Elite is to provide multiple ways of progressing past enemies or sections. You can go full stealth, or you can go all out guns blazing and hope for the best with, kind of their cover mechanics, which are decent cover mechanics. Resistance definitely shows improvement from previous Sniper Elite games with like their cover and like pop up, shoot, that kind of thing. But you're not getting like full Gears of War elements. This is definitely like you're the lone guy taking on waves of enemies by yourself. And you're really more meant to shoot from a distance with your sniper rifle or go quiet, that kind of thing. During my hands-on time, I tried both methods. Throughout the event, I saw the benefits and the drawbacks in Resistance for going quiet versus going loud. When you are going quiet, you're going to be crawling through grass, popping up with your knife, stealth meleeing enemies, using silenced pistols, that kind of stuff. But it's very difficult. Like personally, I find this method very slow, and I tend to get like a little antsy, and I want to take things on, and one mistake and it's all for naught. Then they're all coming after you. I preferred taking one or two enemies down like from a distance and maybe starting out with one or two stealth kills real quiet, but then setting up shop from a distance, having that sweet chef's kiss of a slow motion sniper shot that goes into X-ray kill cam and progressively taking off enemies that way. That's my preferred method of playing these types of games. And Sniper Elite has long made its name with that kill cam and that slow motion. Resistance, no exception here whatsoever. I will tell you, the button press from when you hold your breath, line up the shot, make that perfect trigger pull to let that bullet, exit the barrel and just slide out in that slow motion effect, go through. You can adjust the rate at which like the X-ray activates. So you can turn it up or down. I love seeing the X-ray kill cam. So like I turn that way up. Any good shot I have is going to go into slow motion, and you can dispatch, Nazis at your leisure there. One thing I love to do is to make that one perfect headshot or that one perfect shot that goes into kill cam. And then as the enemies are reacting to it, maybe pop like an explosive barrel. So while they're in a state of panic, I hit one of those barrels, shrapnel explodes everywhere, taking out enemies and vehicles and stuff. That is especially fun for me. I really do enjoy that element. So that was a good time in Resistance, as it has been in all of the Sniper Elite games thus far. I did notice a variety of weapons. As you go through this demo, you've got your standard silenced pistol and sniper rifle that you start with, and you've got your bandages and your med packs that you can pick up throughout. But you can also pick up the fire until they're empty special weapons that are there, which are fun to use. But in truth, like, I'm kind of just the standard guy. I much prefer like that one pistol, that reliable sniper rifle. I would love if that rifle had a silencer on it so I could just go through and take people out. But in the demo, that wasn't a thing, or at least not one that I found. But I did like that you could kind of pick up different weapons, try different tactics, as it were. It was a good time. lots of different things laying around, pick up the weapons that enemies you kill, that kind of stuff, which was fun. Returning from like previous Sniper Elite games are the methods of distraction, which I really enjoyed, which are like you'll see a generator right there and you can disable the generator and just shut it down. Everything goes dark, or maybe you've disabled the alarms and people can't raise alarms. But if you sabotage it, then it's going to explode kind of in a predictable rhythm, and you can time your sniper shots with that. And so people can't hear your shots. They're masked by the explosion from the generators, that kind of thing. Lots of different ways that you can progress through the level. If you want to go, to the right and go through melee real quietly, and then move through and progressively take people out, or maybe shut down the alarm and then sabotage a generator over here, and then maybe go get a collectible from the left side. There's a lot of ways that you can pace yourself. You're not rushed or forced or bottlenecked into going just one route, which I really do appreciate with that. I will tell you that I'm not very good at these kind of games, despite my love for them. I often crank the difficulty down to easy and just have a ball going through with the kill cam. But I know that there are a plethora of players out there who will do just the opposite, right? They'll turn off their HUD. The difficulty's at max. This is a full sniper sim for them. And Resistance is going to serve them very well. I think those players will have a good old time with this one as well. I just find a good bit of joy in like finding bolt cutters and then disabling the alarms and dispatching people. It's just fun for me. But if I found that if I missed one enemy, I paid for it dearly. Like they would raise an alarm or bring in waves, and I died quite a bit in this preview event. I don't know if that was the case for other people, but I felt like my skills came up very short, which was a bummer because it's like everyone's watching me or watching the footage, and they're gonna be like, "Man, Luke, you're not so good at it." But I have a blast, and I usually play these in easy mode, and that's just how I like to enjoy the Rebellion titles. That said, visually speaking, this is easily the best looking Sniper Elite game I've seen to date, which has me that much more excited for what else Rebellion is working on. Atomfall, more zombie army stuff, the VR things, that kind of stuff. I will note that lots of times Rebellion titles will look very similar. Lots of assets get used in many different ways and reused regularly, just kind of up-res. Resistance is no different there. I felt like I saw a lot of familiar things, but I think you can make a good case argument that you want that if it's all in the same time period. You're using some of the same characters, as our main character here is returning. He was a side character in one of the other Sniper Elite games, and you're in similar places and that kind of stuff. It doesn't bother me in the slightest. I liked that, but I will tell you that it was very evident that the lighting has been improved. The audio sounds great. The enemy AI allows for a great experience on different difficulty levels. So I was happy with that kind of stuff. I don't think Resistance is going to blow anyone away, pardon the pun here, with its visuals, but it's not meant to. Like the point is to enjoy the kill cam, which looks as good as it always does, and it just feels like a steady improvement over Sniper Elite 5, and I was really happy with my time with it. I think longtime fans of the series, the biggest change you're going to notice is that Resistance has a propaganda system, which is cool. It really just translates, from what I can tell in like my limited time with it, to posters that you find, and they make out for collectibles that will unlock missions with greater depth later on. I found it as a fun distraction, but not like my main objective there. But I think there's a lot for players that are wanting more. If you're the guy that's who's pre-ordering and getting the season pass and really having a good old time, you're going to have a lot more depth with Sniper Elite Resistance than I think you otherwise would have. That was very evident just in the first hour. But if you're just playing it day one on Game Pass, you're going to have a lot of fun to just, figuring out puzzles and how you solve this. You get with the Sniper Elite games, I feel like you get take this how I mean it, the Kojima vibe of like, you have a lot of ways to solve this. If you played Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes, there's like 100 ways to progress through that. Sniper Elite's like little microcosms of those, and so I really enjoy it for that reason. I will say I left the preview build really excited and in high anticipation for the full release. I enjoy Rebellion games, and Resistance looks like it's shaping up well. I think for Xbox fans, if you're on Game Pass and this is a day one Game Pass title, it's that much more enticing and ready for you to check out. And I'll encourage you to do that based on my time with it. Rebellion, I think they're targeting a January 30th release date for Resistance, and it'll be on Xbox devices, Xbox One, PlayStations 4 and 5, PC with Steam and Epic. It's really good. I think, to me, that release date is perfect. It's just before the silly season of February. I am that much more excited for it after having played Sniper Elite Resistance. And so I hope you guys enjoyed this preview. I will tell you, please drop a like, a comment, a share to help XEP have more of these opportunities, that kind of stuff. If you've got tips and tricks or things that you think would help other people as they prepare or check out Sniper Elite Resistance, that'd be amazing. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Take care, guys.
Nein, mein Freund!
Oh, bloody bleed! Bridge is crawling. Too many eyes, too many lights. Stay sharp, Hawker.
Granate ist raus!
Ugh.